Welcome Tano! After watching the dev stream 181, it's time to break down everything coming with the update. So in today's video, we're diving into the upcoming update packed with exciting changes and new content. Get ready to meet the new Warframe Koumei and explore the free Caliban alongside his rework. We'll also discuss the Wukong Nerf, as well the comprehensive reworks for Hildrin and Nova that are sure to enhance your gameplay experience. Additionally, we'll introduce the new Incarnon Weapons and Companion reworks that will bring fresh dynamics to your arsenal. Don't miss out the stunning new Deluxe Skins for Vault and Nova that also coming with the next update 2nd of October 2024. Plus, we'll take a look at the 1999 with one of the Protoframe sideshow, offering a nostalgic glimpse into Warframe's evolution. Stay tuned as we break down all these updates and what they mean for your journey in the Origin system. Let's go!
Adrift in the river of destiny, I will flow with you, gamble with my life, for I choose to roll the dice. To make this choice is my only choice. Koumei, what shall be my fate?
And welcome back Tano! Hope you enjoyed the trailer for the Koumei. If you did, hit the like button so I know how many Tanos actually liked the trailer. Now, Koumei, who she is?
Koumei's passive, Shadow's Trinity. One of her weapons inflicts random status effects for a duration. Koumei's first ability, Koumei weaves the threads of destiny. Enemies who touch them suffer a random elemental status effect. A roll of 666s creates threads that will deal one of every elemental status effect type. Koumei's second ability, Omikuji. Koumei glimpses a favorable future and the precise steps needed to reach it. Complete the challenge presented to earn a decree. A roll of 666s grants a decree without having to complete a challenge. Koumei's third ability, Omamori. Surround yourself with Omamori charms, each with a chance to have enemy attacks heal you instead of damage you. The number of charms is determined by Koumei's dice roll. A roll of 666s grants invulnerability for the duration of your Omamori charms. Wield your foe's fate threads like the strings of marionettes. Koumei's dice determine how many status effects foes in front of Koumei will suffer. A roll of 666s maximizes status effect stacks and extends Bunraku to enemies behind Koumei. Koumei arrives with two signature weapons. The first is the Higasa, a gun umbrella-inspired weapon. The Higasa features a burst fire mechanic, with its alt fire unleashing a strong beam of damage. The Amanata is a divine polearm inspired by the Naginata style of weaponry. Every X swings provides a random buff, and max roll gives you all of the buffs at once for Amanata. Both the Higasa and the Amanata will have augments available from Steel Path offerings.
And DE giving a free Caliban for everybody. Just log in and unlock. To celebrate the Caliban highly anticipated ability rework, just log in between 2 and 16 of October and you'll be good to go because the update is coming 2 of October, guys. Let's go. And now for the update, there is some nice story coming. First, it's called A Haunting Vision. Saya is haunted by dreams of cities under the siege from the sea. The infested rise and attack while Vayhak gloats. They are haunting vision of things to come. A fate dream sent from Koumei, who offered to help you assist in defending the Ostrons. I mean, this is really nice, but I believe you should stick like to certain lore, so we start like following the story step by step. And there is a new game mode, Shrine Defense. Shrine Defenses is a new game mode available to Tenno at nearly all skill levels. Infested enemies are emerging from the ocean and advancing on the Ostrons. You must collect fate pearls for Koumei and defend the village at all costs. You may be in for a challenge fight with the infested Oni. By offering a tribute to the Koumei, you can wield her power, dice rolls for yourself, and bring peace back to cities. Nice game mode around cities. I'm excited to play it, to be honest, and we'll see. And probably this is how you're going to be able to farm her. Arsenal upgrades, a new Augments and Arcanes that's coming. Power up your Warframe with brand new Augments for Hildrin, Verona, Grundle, Gyre, and rank up 5 new Arcanes enhancements to bolster your favorite melee weapons with the 3 new Galvanized mods. This is crazy, and of course will be builds and updates and talking about that in my channel, so stay tuned and don't forget to hit the like. The new Incarnon Weapons that's coming advance your destructive potential even further with 5 new additional to the Incarnon system, including rifles, pistol and melee weapons, Incarnon versions of the Dira, Sibaris, Sikaros, Okina, and Sestra. So prepare your Ravens so when they release and check which one is the meta, that's the one you want to use your Kuva on to get a good god roll, so you can just like sell it for high profit, but wait until you see which one is the most powerful if you have all the ribbons. And as always, when new Warframe releases, there is a pack. Reweave the standards of fate by adding Dice Maiden Warframe Koumei along with her signature weapons, customization, platinum, and more to her arsenal. This is for new players or players who just want to get the pack and get good with it. Sakura Storm Collection. Do you prefer electrifying vitality of Volt Rajin or the exquisite serenity of Nova Aozakura? Both will be yours with this premium collection, also available via the in-game market for platinum. So it will not be like the heirloom with money or something. It's just going to be with platinum and you're good to go. Also, Caliban is receiving a new deluxe skin, Caliban Orifio collection. I mean, they're celebrating his rework, so yeah. And well, for this part, for quality of life updates, we're going to start with Caliban Rework, and this part where you want to stop the video here, get a coffee or a cup of tea, so you get the point here. Now, Dev Workshop,
hello.
We get Pablo.
I'll talk to you about Caliban and the rework we just did for him. So what did we change? For his passive, we didn't really change much because it was already pretty powerful. But for his first ability, Razor Gyre, we changed it quite a bit. It is now a fast dash that moves forward, actually hits all enemies. For every enemy it hits, it actually regens some health to you and also refunds some of the energy that you spent. And then it applies a brand new status that only Caliban has. All of his abilities do Tau damage, and now they can deal Tau status. And what Tau status does is basically when an enemy is affected by it, they're more likely to be affected by other statuses. Be it from other players, from yourself, from your weapons, any source of status, now they get more of a chance to get it. For Saint and Rat, we sped up the casting quite a bit. As you can see, it's much smoother now. Also, when enemies get lifted, now they're not like floating around, so it's much easier to hit them in the weak points. Also, once you actually hit them, they don't lose the effect like they used to. And also, we remove the cap on how many enemies can be affected by it. For Lethal Progeny, you can now get all 3 sentients with a single cast, and you can choose between 3 different types of sentients. The Conquilist is the one that you're familiar with, that attacks on melee, has the highest damage, and will also copy your 4th attack. And then you have the Ortholist, which specializes in ranged attacks. They will actually set up as turrets and spread a lot of Tau status around the field. And then you have the Summonist, who specializes in summoning a bunch of different sentients that will pull aggro from enemies and give you extra shield protection for you and your allies. For Fusion Strike, we sped up the cast, we also make you invulnerable during it. And also we swapped a few things around. Before it used to be a beam, then an explosion, and it would leave a lingering field that would strip defenses from enemies. That didn't really work out great because you had already dealt the damage and then you stripped the defenses, so now we flipped it. As the beam is coming in, every hit from the beam is what strips the defenses. We also made it so now the beam can hit multiple times as it's passing by, so the damage is increased. Also the base damage of itself is increased. And finally, any enemy that's hit by it gets tagged and then explodes afterwards. So there's quite a bit more damage going on there. Hope you're excited for Caliban. He will be free for the first 2 weeks of the update, so be sure to log in. And hopefully you will enjoy his skin, his new rework. I can't wait to see what craziness you get onto him, especially with the brand new Tau status. Take care.
And now for the Nova Light rework. I think there's gonna be a deep rework afterwards, so we will see.
Hope you didn't miss me too much. Here I am once again with another rework. How is this possible? Nova, we made a lot of changes to her. Hopefully you're excited. Starting with her brand new passive. Now when she kills an enemy that's slowed down, they have increased chance to drop a health orb, and if the enemy is sped up, they have an increased chance to drop an energy orb. And that kind of gives you a hint of where we're going later on, so I'll save that for later. Null Star is now recastable by default. Also, we increased the base amount of particles it has, and now the damage reduction from each particle scales with strength. So between those two things, it's much easier to get to the cap of damage reduction. We also changed how the damage reduction works. Before it only affected health, now it affects health and shields. We also changed the damage to blast. In fact, all of her abilities used to be all over the place in terms of which types of damage it did. Now they all do blast, and this one in particular has a guaranteed status and an increased base damage, so it's much more effective. For antimatter drop, we made it so that it's much easier to control. As you move your camera around, it will actually stay much closer to the center of your view. You will also now be able to recast whenever you want, and that will make it travel much faster to whatever destination you're giving it. So it's much easier for you to like cast it, charge it, and then drop it as a bomb wherever you desire. We also made it a little larger so it's easier to hit, and now it has a much better communication for as it charges, it starts filling up. Also, we changed the charge mechanics so that it works better at lower levels of gear as well as higher levels of gear. For Wormhole, it used to have duration and charges, now it only has charges, and we now can see it visibly on top of the portal so you can know how many charges it had left. Also, we made it so that when you press and hold the ability, you get a better preview of where you're going to end up being teleported to. And as I teased earlier when I was talking about the passive, now Molecular Prime has a hold cast, which will do the fast version. So you have the normal version on top and the fast version on hold. Now you don't need to go into negative strength to actually get the fast version. We also added so that the multiplier now affects more than it used to. Before it only affected damage to health. Now it also affects damage to shields and to overguard. And we also did a pass across the game to all the different frames, and we actually made it standardized like that. Some of them already did that. A lot of them were only doing it to health or health and shields. It was pretty inconsistent. Now we made it consistent across the board. I hope you're excited to play with these changes, some of them long requested, and you'll get them in your hands soon.
And now for the new player experience. And before we move any further in the video, I hope DE one day consider that these big updates like this and reworks all together is overwhelming for new players, veterans, you name it, really. I would say every week give us, for example, 1-2 reworks and then companion rework in another week. It would be easier for us as this is the new player experience and it's crazy amount of stuff. So I'll go to the most important ones. First, if you have a weapon that it's not ranked to 30, so you didn't use all the mastery from it, and you try to sell it, it will come this window and say, are you sure you want to sell it? You didn't get enough mastery from it. Now, when your ability gets unlocked, you will see it in the screen, and you can see what the ability does. And even if it's unlocked and you have it and you are playing different mission, you can see what it does without going to escape, abilities, and so on. Now, in the navigation menu, you can see how much mod capacity is available. In the maps, you can see where you extract, the bounty resource, the cave entrance, and the fast travel point, so you don't get lost as a new player. Also, on the relics, you can see what prime parts you have and what primes are crafting. And also, now there is a new feature where you can favor a weapon. For example, if you like the Stag, you can just favor it here. If you like the MK1 Aklex, you can favor it. So it pops always in top of your arsenal pickups. And also, we received a new fresh UI leveling up fusion for the mods. And you don't need to go anymore to the mod and you just go and fuse it and so on. You can actually fuse it while you are like modding for your Warframe, which is really amazing quality of life change. Also settings that not by default. You will see like some diamond star in there and you know that it's not by default. So you know what you changed and how you bring it back. And even arcanes. Now when you go to purchase an arcane, you will see how many you have. For example, one rank 0, one rank 5, one rank 4, one rank 2. So you know what you have in your inventory, so you don't have to open the inventory and check them all. And this is one of the amazing features really. So if you log in your Steam, you don't need to log in the game again. So as long as your Steam is linked to your account, boom, you log in directly in-game without writing your password or email and so on. And now let's get to the companion rework, and guys, this is the most huge.
I bring you news about the much anticipated companion rework, starting with the part that you're probably the most anxious about, what's happening with Mira. So we don't like the resource boost on Charm. The way it works right now is every 27 seconds, there's a 28% chance for you to get a buff. And out of that, there's a 10% chance for you to get the resource buff. So that means 2.8% chance every 27 seconds for you to get the buff you want. So what happens in practice is players will kill an enemy, they'll see the resource they want drop, and then they'll just wait around for several minutes at a time until the buff comes up, and then they'll pick it up. Obviously, this is not very fun gameplay, it's not very conductive to the high-speed gameplay of Warframe, so we don't like that. The other thing we don't like is that because resources are so valuable, people feel forced to use Mira even when they don't want to. So what we're doing is we're grabbing that resource buff and we're putting it into a mod. This mod will fit into every beast companion, and what it'll do is instead of being a cooldown with an RNG on top of an RNG, it'll just be a single RNG. When you pick up an item, there'll be a chance for it to double the resources you got. You'll see in the bottom of the screen, it'll say 300 rubido, and then next to it, it'll say 2x, just so that you know that that was what it came from. Now, you're probably wondering two things. One, what's happening with Mira herself now that she doesn't have that? We're going to buff the chance for you to get a buff on her just to compensate her a little bit. And also we're going to buff the affinity part of the buff that she got. And then the second thing you're probably wondering about is, Pablo, a mod sounds great, but my beast companions already have a super tight build. There's no way that I can fit another mod in there. So how am I going to do that? And for that, I'm going to pass it off to Grant, who's going to tell you about all the other changes we're making with companions. I think you'll be pretty happy with what we're doing. Bye.
Thanks, Pablo. As Pablo said, I'm Grant. I'm a senior gameplay programmer here at Warframe. Last year, I worked on Companion Rework Phase 1, and I'm back for Phase 2. Beast modding has always been a bit of a tight squeeze. You've got 10 mods to fit survivability, utility, damage, abilities, you name it. It's a lot, and how we're going to solve this is we're going to take all these attack mods and move them into new special pet weapons tied to your pet. Each of these pet weapons have their own unique stat blocks. So, for instance, your Hero's pet has enhanced critical abilities, whereas your Predicites have various different status types tied to their base damage. Beyond the pre-existing mods like Bite, Maul, etc., we'll be adding a few new mods to help fill out the Beast Weapon mod pool. On top of this, Beast Weapons feature a special posture slot, which lets you equip new posture mods which influence the behavior and provide a bonus to support that playstyle. For example, we've added a posture mod which will prefer to target Xmas enemies and deal increased damage to their overguard. Postures, like melee stances, give extra mod capacity, so you can fit more mods in your build. And speaking of behaviors, we will be making systematic improvements to how your pet moves and attacks, so that their attacks are more visible and useful. We hope that this helps free up space in your builds and offers you new opportunities to customize your pet's effectiveness in a fight. But Grant, what about Sentinels? Well, you'll be happy to hear that it's not just Beasts getting a facelift. Sentinels are getting a broad rework of their weapons. The majority of Sentinel weapons have either outdated stats or redundant designs. Our goal is to make the weapons more interesting and bring their power up to the level of the current king, the Verglas. In some cases, this is just a stats refresh, but in other cases, we have totally overhauled the weapon or just added some cool mechanics to it. I think we've created a lot of cool new options for you. To see more about that, check out our dev workshop on the forums that'll go up after the show. So beyond weapons, we're also looking at companion precepts. A big factor in picking what companion you bring to your build is what exclusive mods it brings to the table. And to be honest, a lot of these were overly niche, pointless, and some just didn't function as intended. To address this, we've got over 20 updated precepts and counting. Some just needed stat adjustments, others needed total reworks. Our hope is to breathe new life into pets which have otherwise been outclassed, such as the Helminth Charger and the Predicites. For more information and a full list of what's changing, check out, again, our dev workshop on the forum, where you'll find all this information. To recap, expect Companion Rework Phase 2 to include beast weapons, new mods, AI improvements and behavior customization, new Sentinel weapons, and many precepts reworked. Last year, we did Companion Rework Phase 1, which addressed companion survivability and introduced bond mods to encourage new builds. I can't wait to see what new builds you cook up this time around. That's all from me, Tenno. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And now for the Koumei and the 5 stars companion rework. It's really huge, guys, and really DE. I wish like you do this certain reworks like one in like a week, so we can understand, because it doesn't matter you're a new or veteran, you're always going to like, you know, get brain damage from this. All right, I'm gonna go through the most important stuff so you guys can understand. So when you start the game, you will automatically receive the beast weapon of each beast companion. You don't have to farm it again. Beast weapons will gain affinity rank up, but you're not gonna get mastery. You're gonna get posture modes, which is the aura for the companion, so it's like perform like a Warframe, so doubles the mod capacity. Now you can see here the Kubros previously have this, and they will become like this. Predicites, they previously this, and they become so they enhancing their damage, critical chance, statue chance. The Kavats as well was previously this, and become, so instead of Kavats all the same status, now every Kavat is different, every Parasite is different, every Purpafila is different. You get the idea. Even the Helminth Charger and the Hound is receiving that. The AI change is about how the pet maneuvers and move around. Now the pet will be in front of you, so don't panic, alright? It's going to be leading you to war, and it will die first. Then we will complain to the E, so they have to maybe fix the AI and how it performs. Now you got the change of the companion precepts. Now, this is the biggest problem, and this is the worst part of the companion rework. Now, Charm will not give any resource or credits anymore. No multiplier, nothing. So it will give the regular stuff, 25%, 10% chance for other different buff. We will receive a new mod called the Lawyer Retriever. This one will give you 13% chance to give you extra double resource and double credit. Now, you already know, and yes, what you're thinking is right. It's 2 times only. So if you pick 2, it's 4. If you pick 4, it's 8. If you pick 8, it's 16. There is no more stacking Charm for 64 Steel Essence and camping waiting for the stacking of the buff. No more. Alright, so 13%, and it's always active. Well, I don't know, I don't know. I'm just like, and of course here is going to be the excuse why we did it, because we want our game to be free, and our game is like, it's about farming, and then people been doing this for the last maybe 8 years farming. What you gonna do about them? Anyway, let's move forward. There is many prospects through blah blah blah. This here, for example, increase the projectile speed. This like the augments for those companions, okay? The most important ones that I see, for example, you got the Huras, now drags enemy within 2 meters of it and just like with 3 meters and uses the pet weapon damage. The Worm, now negate, will work with Manifold, so only Ghost left. Maybe they fix it in the future. The Sunika here would enable Kubro to make high damage finisher on single target. Now it will do it to 8 enemies. The Auxilos is really good. The duration and cooldown time for showing resources, containers, and mining locations has been removed. Now it's permanently there. 60 meters for 3 seconds and automatically collects the contents. Also, you got in here the let me find it. The Stalker Horas Kubro, when you move out of range, enemies there now 3 seconds grace period before invisibility effects ends. If you move back within range, enemies' invisibility will be sustained. This is really powerful. Even Shade is receiving the same thing, so when you move out of range, there is like 3 seconds grace period as well. And now because beasts now have a posture, so you will decide what your beast is capable of. So standard training, every new Cobra owners will gain blah blah blah. Now you got the behavior benefits. Protector training, your pet will attack enemies within 15 meters. The Pacific training, your pet will not attack enemies unless they strike with melee weapons first, and so on. Here you got the persistent engagement. Your pet will prefer to keep attacking the target until it's down. Also increase the pet damage. Bravado assault, which I think it's really cool, and I can think a lot of synergies with this. But I will not reveal them until the update comes out. Your pet will prefer to attack Eximus and VIP enemies, increase damage to overguard them by 300%. Really, really nice. Also, there is a new damage conversion, which I think really good and game changing. So whatever you mod it with, or whatever your companion comes with, for example, if you use icy inclination, you're gonna receive 300% cold and 300% statue chance. This for heat, this for toxin, for electricity, this melee damage and convert it to slash. This is melee damage and convert everything to impact, and this is melee damage and convert to puncture. Of course, we're gonna go with slash, as is the best, and so on. And here you got something very important. It's called Pervious Retriever. This one will not give you resource double, but will give you credit double. But this one, resource for retrieval, it will give you no credits, but resources. So I think this 18% is really nice. Okay, if you don't need credit, for example, if you have like 200 million credits or 150 million credits, I don't think you will need this. Okay, then you got something called the Weakened Immunity. Beast Companions 50% statue damage. Call of the Week for 60% melee damage per statue type affecting the target. This is condition overload and 240% damage to non-critical hits. Really cool. Now these mods right here will move towards the weapons. And this is a change of the weapons of the sentients. Okay, so each weapon, it's got like extra crit, extra fire rate, something changes. Like the most important here now, the Criotra fires volley of icy grenades. Very good. Now we know that like cold freezes now. It's really nice. Here increases the seeking on the structure prime. The rifle here behavior and change. The Moltron fires volley of powerful explosions for Blasty. Stinger always applies toxin now. Behavior and changes for the sweeper. Tezicor fires a chain beam, which is really cool. Vulcax, now damage has been significantly improved. The Volclock as well increased damage. So yeah, it's a lot to take in, and I think that you should take it slow with kind of updates so every player understand what the heck is happening in the game and what's changing. And believe it or not, Tano, on October 16, 1999 is coming as a demo and you can play. Check this out. It's really crazy stuff.
I am headed out. Need you on grid watch.
You got it. Oh, and hey, I gave your Tommy a full tune-up. Go ahead and fire her up.
Not bad.
Complete the demo to earn the Protocol Longsword skin. This is really important, guys. Get a taste this October with our new playable demo. I think this is legendary. It means, you know what this means? Means there is a lot of content inside 1999, and exactly that's what we're preparing for. Complete the quest before you step back in time. You must install Warframe and complete War Prize. So it doesn't matter how much you proceed in the game. It's just you can just finish the first quest in the game and you're able to play 1999. Get a taste of the things as well as 16. And this is the Protocol Longsword, and that's really cool. So in case you're wondering, Tano, about the new Warframe that's coming, the Protoframe site and so on, this is it. It's a sniper, and Rebecca said it will be boosting your sniper or using like an exalted weapon as a sniper. So we'll see how this handles, and maybe we take it to Eidolon Spain and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, it's really nice looking frame, but I believe it could have been better. I like the Proto one 1000% more than the regular one, so we'll see. Woof, that was crazy. And DE, please take it easy. Every week one rework, every week one companion rework and so on. Not like that. Throw at us like more bosses, more story. That, yes, we'll throw it all. But reworks like this, it's overwhelming for new players and veterans. It's really crazy. So imagine someone just started the game right now and he just got his Smita or his companion, and then boom, all this rewards he gets. Like, what the heck just happened? Alright, so my take on all this reworks. No rework is nice except the dots on the gates, how much you can use them, unnecessary, but everything else is nice. The Hildren rework, it's really cool, top notch. I like it. Caliban rework is really good, but all of this we need to test them and then we can say the final. When we take them to level cup and benchmark them, then we can say Wukong rework. Listen, I would call it nerf first of all, not Wukong rework. You can't base your decisions on nerfing something just because a couple of players complain. Now, my problem with you nerfing Wukong isn't the fact that you wanted to nerf Slam and, on the Wukong. That's another topic. My take is that the reason that you wanted to nerf it for, you said because of feedback. But feedbacks of who? I've been playing with a lot of Wukongs using Slam build and I have seen nobody complains. And even some people complains, there is same other people who didn't complain. So I would say when you want to do such thing and the reason is not a bug, is not a glitch, and you just want to nerf something like this, I would say it's best to go on forums and create like a pool so players can vote, so it be fair. I don't use Wukong for Slam at all, and you already know that when you saw my Slam builds for Arcatitron and stuff like that, and you said guys said, oh, we see this nerf is coming, but no, Wukong got nerfed. My Revenant Prime didn't get nerfed on the Slam and even did damage cap. So take it easy, DE, be fair to the both parties, alright? And we will see in the end of the day, is it true there is people giving feedback about this kind of stuff that you're nerfing, or just like an excuse that you want to nerf things, and we'll see how things go in the future. 1999, I'm really excited and want to say thank you DE for this amazing opportunity to play the demo. That's really cool. Also, the site, I don't like the frame, really, it doesn't look so special, but the proto frame is really top notch right there. Koumei, it seemed like a bit complicated frame, but I think we can crack it to become easy a bit, alright? So we don't think so much about the dicing. We're gonna build her around, not thinking about so much about the dicing, but because it's luck and random and it's RNG and there is no way you can build around that. But what we want is maximize her survivability, maximize her output. I don't see her as a high damage dealing, but maybe she is a high damage dealing when I get my hands on it. So everything is final when I actually play those frames and stuff. For the companions, I see it's unfair for Smita Kavat, and if you guys want us to use a different beasts, you would have just make the charm like adaptable with all kind of beasts. So like the charm from Smita stays the same, but you can put it in all other beasts and it will be fair. But no, that's not the point. The point is you didn't want us to get that multiplicative loot from the Smita Kavat to make the game a bit hard when it comes to looting and all that kind of thing. We all understand what happens in there, but it's not fair for Smita Kavat. You could just make it for all and the same. But I like the fact that you put weapons in the companions and you can mod the companions, different aspects, different style. I really love that. And it's very, very smart. So I see what you do, DE. You slap us with one hand, and then you give us a candy with the other hand. You slap us with one hand, and you give us candy with the other hand, and we're happy. And yeah, I see what you do. Like slap you with the Wukong Slam nerf, slap you with good Hildren buff. So yeah, I see what you do. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this video you find it helpful. I know it's a bit long, but there is none I can help. This is like they throw everything at us. I need to explain to you everything, especially for the Thanos that missed the live stream. And let me tell you something, everything that you saw in this video, they did most of it like didn't mention exactly on the live stream. Like this is me explaining to you guys in depth and details so you don't miss anything. And if you're going to rework and fix your builds, you're good at it. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this update, the nerfs, and all that kind of things. I'm looking forward on reading your feedback. If I said any mistake when I was reading all the stats, the buffs, or I misunderstood something, always correct me and join our Discord link in the description. See you guys next time.
I am not a king, I am not a god, I am Hump Day!